What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon. MLB DFS prop bets for Wednesday, July 26th. We're not going to mess around. We're just going to get right to it. If you guys have questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. In the description of this video will be the FanDuel and DraftKings Sportsbook links there. If you don't already have an account and you sign up using one or both of those links, one link will give you free access to FTA Plus for a month. If you use both links, you'll get access for the rest of the MLB season. So we're just going to jump into it. We're going to look at the Vegas odds, and we're going to go from there. If you are looking for DFS content, the video at the end of this video is today's, so go check that out. And good luck. Let's bring home some bacon today, guys. So the first game, Rockies at the Nationals. Nationals are actually a 140 favorite, over-under of 9.5. Tampa Bay, 175 favorite, over-under of 7.5. The Guardians, pretty big favorite against Kansas City, over-under is 10. Minnesota, a favorite over the Seattle Mariners, over-under is 8.5. The Brewers are actually a favorite over the Reds, minus 145, and we're seeing a over-under of 8.5 here. Arizona, a favorite over the Cardinals with an over-under of 9. The Dodgers, a favorite over the Blue Jays, over-under is 10. The Padres, huge favorites over the Pirates, over-under 8.5. Baltimore, just slightly under, so they are the underdog here against the Phillies, but I wouldn't be surprised if Baltimore comes through here. And over-under is 9. The Angels somehow are a little bit over favorite of the Tigers, over-under is 8.5. The Yankees over the Mets, currently, we'll see if that changes, over-under is 8. The Braves are a slight favorite over the Red Sox. Over-under is 9.5. Rangers at the Astros here. You got the Astros as the favorite. Over-under is 8.5. Cubs at the White Sox. Some weather concern here. Over-under is 8.5. And then the Angels, or that's tomorrow. So those are the games today. We do have a couple of weather concerns, which we will look at. Doesn't look like anything is going to be delayed or any. Oh, you can't see that. Doesn't look like anything might be delayed, but we do have some high temps here. So if you look at the high temperatures, you can sort it however you want. Cubs at the White Sox, a very high temperature, humidity, air density. The ball will fly out of here. So the ball flying out of here is going to be pivotal for any bats that you want to look at. Maybe that's why the over-under is there. So the hotter it is, the further the ball will fly. So these are the games where we don't like the pitching. We like the bats. So there's a significant outlook here. So that'll help with some of your batting props. And if you have any questions, let me know. That is part of our cheat sheet over at FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So looking at that, we've got the batters that we like and the pitchers that we like. So we will look at this. So the way to read this is our hits. This is our hit. So 1+ hit for the day. So you can either do the over-under, but these are the ones we do like to get a hit in the game here. So we got Mickey Moniak going against Michael Lorenzen. Moniak has at least one hit in his last 10 games. On the season, he's at 73% of his games he's gotten a hit. Against right-handed pitchers, he's got 274 batting average. And Lorenzen did only give up 3 hits versus Kansas City, but the Angels are a better team than Kansas City. And the Angels are right now favored. So I do like Moniak here. Kyle Tucker against Andrew Heaney. I know it's a lefty-on-lefty matchup, but Kyle Tucker has one hit at least in his last 10 games. He had a 3-home run game the other day, I believe. 70% hit rate on the year, 276 batting average against lefties, so he does hit lefties very well. And Heaney gave up 5 hits versus the Dodgers his last start. Nate Lowe versus Framber Valdez here, 90%, so 9 of his last 10 games, Lowe has gotten a hit. 77% on the season, 287 against lefties, 6 hits versus Oakland is what Framber Valdez gave up his last start. Next up, Randall Grichuk versus Jake Irvin. Grichuk has a hit in 9 of his last 10 games, 75% on the season, a 245 batting average against right-handed pitchers, and Irvin is coming off of 5 hits versus the San Francisco Giants. Bogarts against Johan Oviedo. Bogey has at least a hit in his last 9 of 10 games, 73% on the season, 285 batting average against right-handed pitchers. And Oviedo did only give up 3 hits versus the Angels, but the Padres, I think they absolutely dominate this one again. JD Martinez is day-to-day, so this is just make sure he's in the game, but if he is, I really like him against lefty Yusei Kikuchi. Martinez has gotten a hit at least 9 of his last 10 games. 72% of the games he's played this year, he's gotten a hit. He's batting .303 against lefties, so he absolutely crushes lefties. And Kikuchi's given up 5 hits versus Seattle his last start. Justin Turner, this one is a little bit iffy, but Spencer Strider, we know he strikes out a ton of people, but he does give up some hits. Turner has a hit in his last 9 of his 10 games, 72% on the season. He's batting .294 against right-handed pitchers. And Strider is giving 4 hits versus Arizona his last start, but he did give up 4 runs in that game. And this is being played in Fenway, which I really, really like. Josh Bell against Alec Marsh. Bell has a hit 9 of his last 10 games, 65% on the season, .268 batting average against righties, and Marsh did give up 5 hits versus the Yankees. And then Michael Harris II, Brayan Bello here, or Bayo, 90% his last games of his 10 games, 9 hits. 64% on the season, .301 batting average versus righties, and Bayo just gave up 5 hits versus Oakland, and Oakland is, well, they're Oakland. So those are some of the batters that we like. We do have a full breakdown on the website on if you do get FTA Plus. It is $24.99 for a month. That gets you DFS and sports betting, and we have all of the hitters and the props, whether or not to take the over or unders on hits there in our projections. We also have pitching as well with strikeouts. If you use the promo code NFL VIP on the yearly package, get $100 off right now. Get it for $99. So looking at the pitching. Spencer Strider versus Boston. I mean, his line's going to be super high. He gets double-digit strikeouts almost every game. I think he does the exact same thing here. 70% of the last 10 games, he's hit his strikeout mark. He is striking out 1.63 K per inning, which is fantastic. And Boston is striking out 21.3% of the time. And he's coming off 13 Ks against Arizona, which is a really good hitting team. So I do like Spencer Strider to get over 8.5. Stroman versus the White Sox. This one is a little iffy just because of how, it's hot. It's humid. But his line is 4.5. He's hit his line 70% of his, 7 of his last 10 games. Only striking out 0.86 K per inning, but the White Sox are striking out 23.6% of the time. He is coming off only 4 strikeouts versus St. Louis, but that was an abbreviated start for him, so I think he does hit that line. I think he gets at least 5. Johan Oviedo going against the Padres. Oviedo, 4.5 K line. He's hit his line 70% of the time his last 10 games, 0.91 K per inning. Padres are striking out 22% of the time. 4 strikeouts versus the Angels was his last outing. Ben Lively against Milwaukee. In Milwaukee, his line is 4.5. 70% of the time he's hit that his last 10 games. 0.98 K per inning. 24.2% of the time Milwaukee striking out against righties. And he's coming off 6 strikeouts versus Arizona. So I like this line, Ben Lively, for about 5 strikeouts. Jack Flaherty's one that I'm up in the air on. I think I might take the under on this. 4.5 here. 70% of the last 10 games he's hit it. 0.98 K per inning. Arizona's only striking out 20.2% of the time. Flaherty, though, is coming off 6 Ks versus the Cubs, but Arizona obviously is a way better team than the Chicago Cubs. Brayan Bello here going up against Atlanta. The line is 4.5. 60% of the time he's hit that. Out of his last 10 games, striking out 0.87 batters per inning. Atlanta is only striking out 21.7 here, and he's only coming off 3 strikeouts. So this is one that I feel like I would take the under. And then the final one, Andrew Heaney versus the Astros. The line is 4.5. He's hit his line 6 times out of the last 10 games. 1.04 K per inning, though. The problem is Houston's only striking out 18% of the time versus lefties. They have a lot of righties that can hit. And he's only coming off of 3 strikeouts versus the Dodgers. So this one is up in the air. I think I would take the under on this one. So Strider, Stroman, Oviedo, and Lively, I would take the overs there. Flaherty is the one where I think Flaherty, Bello, and Heaney are the ones that I would take the under. So there you go, guys. Hopefully that helped you out. Hopefully you are bringing home the bacon with a sports betting. If you are, let us know. Again, if you have an FTA Plus account on the website, go into your user profile, hit edit profile, and you can connect to our Discord channel right there, and you will have access to our Discord channel for the remainder of your FTA Plus membership. So good luck to everyone. Congratulations to everyone that won yesterday. Let's bring home some bacon today. Peace.